Yes, it's Fenriz. Talking about Panzerfaust on the mic. Let's say you run on the treadmill for like 10 minutes, and that will be the Transylvanian Hunger album. And then when you push the stop button, you still have to walk for a little bit, like there's still something, you know, sort of something left. The two fast tracks on Panzerfaust is sort of like, is that excess inspiration I had for Transylvanian Hunger. So you can hear like the material right here is just like a continuation of Transylvanian Hunger. Although the vocals for this album is well, way much more barbaric and fucked up than anything else that Ted ever did. It's the 5th album that we released, and there was a little mistake there. I had to just fill in some extra guitar. Anyway, yeah, it's our 5th album, and the first album was like, had like a professional sound or whatever, and then we just went into raw sounds. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the most necro album we ever did, in my eyes. But then there's some sweet, slower songs in this one. Pronunciation of this song in correct Norwegian would be En Vind Av Sorg. I still like this riff though. Yes, it's good. The drum beat here, which filled most of the Transylvanian Hunger as well, is basically just like inspired from the fast battery stuff that Kristen did back in 85, 86, 87. So it's not a 90s thing, it's an 80s thing. It's just when Kristen released Under the Sign of the Black Mark, you know, people weren't ready for it. So it could just as well have come out in 91, you might think, but then what would we have to be inspired by? It's 80s stuff, man. Just it became popular in the 90s, not when it was supposed to be popular, which was right after the release of Under the Sign of Black Mark with Bathory. Enough of that now. Gonna have me some mouth tobacco. Snooze. Oh yeah, did I mention I recorded this whole thing, made and recorded and played everything. Ted laid on the vocals later in the process. That was a drum break that's a bit too technical for primitive black metal, but I couldn't help myself, I guess. This is a typical riff that you could find on the first Vader demo, Necrolust. Because that demo was a huge inspiration for us. Not the usual copy, but Ted got a fucked up copy with lots of hissing in the background, and we love that. The front cover of the album is one of my favorite Darkthrone album covers. It was pretty groundbreaking when I decided that we should have just like one dude on the cover of our albums, because in 1991 when we did that first with Blaze Northern Sky, no one really did that. It was all paintings, if you can remember.
Omkring! Eldstes!
Incidentally, this type of drumming was later named by someone as the sort of sound you get when you have when you water the lawns, like with those machines going. Very accurate. Fucking fantastic. Now the way I'd record this stuff was first I had to make the song in my head, like on the guitar, then memorize it in my head, then sit behind the drum kit recording the drum tracks, like on one track, and then when that was more or less a success, then I'd just lay on the 2 guitar tracks here, and then I'd do no bass because there was only 4 tracks on the portable studio Necrohell, so and Ted had to come in, fill in number 4. Here we go, next track.